mic. Okay, let's see if that works. So I'm doing YouTube on my iPad, which I will tell you is not conducive to, it's just not handy. And I don't know, my iPad camera is wild. Okay. All right, good morning, everyone. Whew. We're here. Running late. I should number these pages before I forget. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, if you're on YouTube, thank you for being here. If you're on TikTok, thank you for being here. Free tip taps. Oh, you're being sweet, Jennifer. I was having a real, I want to get a facelift. Ready to watch. It's hard getting older, I tell you what. You're sorry to hear my mother had ADD? Is that what you're talking about, Brittany? All right, so on YouTube, we're going to be talking about meditation and grounding this morning. These are basically free foundational workshops in order to improve. That is a dog hair. I have five dogs? I have 5 dogs. These are free psychic, basically workshops, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that don't have, oops, that shows you my messy books over there. Let's see how I can do this. There we go. The foundation of being psychic is actually the foundation of being a great and effective medium. And I'm seeing that there's a lot of people out there that are trying to do mediumship that don't have a psychic foundation yet. And so that's what we're going to be talking about that. My mother, somebody's talking about their mother over here on TikTok. The first week we talked about the difference between being a psychic and being a medium. The second week we talked about the differences in the clairvoyances, the clairs. The third week, is this the third week? No, I have 3 up there. What was the third week? Well, go back and look through the videos that say psychic workshop and you'll be able to tell. All right. Any questions before I get started? It's kind of warm today. Barefoot, enjoying your semi-retirement, just as I predicted. Thank you. Really co-creative, right? You heard it, you liked it, you made it happen. So that's one of the things about being psychic is that, yes, we can see which way the energy might be going, but if you like it, you heard it, you liked it, you made it happen. Everybody keeps their free will and their autonomy to do what they want to do and change the energy the way that they want to change it. I'm being too self-critical this morning. Okay, let's get started. So the importance of meditation in being psychic. Why would we meditate? What is the point? Why would we do it? And that's what we're going to go over today. I had some different notes also that I made last week. I wonder if those are right over here. I have this cute older book also from, this is a little older book. It's called Meditations by James Van Praagh. In fact, I wonder what the copyright was on this. I got it used 2003. So this talks about the importance of meditation also, ways to meditate, sacred space, spacing out the basics, breath of life, relaxation, grounding, inner. A lot of information gets repeated, right? Because there's only so much you can say about meditation, in my opinion, right? And so one of his little chapters is called Tuning into Intuition. To develop your intuition, you must open the channels of psychic energy that travel up and down your spine in the 7 main energy centers called chakras. I personally don't get as into the chakras as a lot of people do, but I absolutely think like something like this where you learn about meditation a little bit more is super helpful. So let's see if there we go. Here's another one. The top 10 reasons why meditation is going to be beneficial to your psychic growth, your mediumship growth. All right, I can't look at my own arms. I'm going to put this back on. You'd think I'd exercise if it bothered me, but I don't. I started again. Had a great, just zoom ahead to when I really start talking about meditation. Anyway. A little bit scattered this morning. All right. So the top 10 reasons are going to be that it reduces stress and anxiety, right? Meditation helps lower cholesterol levels, which are the stress hormones. It reduces anxiety, it reduces tension, it reduces being emotionally overwhelmed, kind of like I am this morning, because as soon as I get off of my schedule, I start running late, I start getting anxious. Um, Regular practice promotes a calmer, more balanced mindset. I think that that's kind of more or less the biggest reason to do it, right? You want to be calm. You want to be able to respond versus react. You want to be able to think things through versus just willy-nilly having knee-jerk reactions. Meditation enhances emotional resilience. So by observing thoughts without reacting, which is what we just kind of said, respond versus react, meditation strengthens your emotional stability and helps you respond to life's challenges. Um, Clearly, instead of just having the knee-jerk reaction, the impulsivity. Number three, it improves focus and concentration. So meditation enhances our cognitive function. It strengthens our attention span. It improves productivity, decision making, and problem solving skills. One of the things you can do, especially if you're at work and you start to kind of get distracted and you start to get kind of anxious, like he's literally see me doing, take a minute, go someplace, go to the break room, go to the restroom, go somewhere where you can take 5 minutes and just breathe through it and just put on some music, maybe put on some headphones, and just really kind of take yourself out of the anxious moment and put yourself into a more relaxed moment. All right. I just realized this sucks so bad. I was so out of my okay, I just realized I left the puppy outside, and so I have to go and be right back. And I also don't want you to see my messy bookshelf back there. Let me check on the puppy. One sec. Hold on. Okay. That was unnecessary.
Oh.
Sorry. Artem. No. Come on. Okay, puppy acquired. Of course. It's gonna be that kind of day. Okay. All right, puppy acquired. Everybody's alive and well. So I'm just gonna take a second to breathe because now the anxiety is hitting. Yeah. Jamie's over here on TikTok going, just breathe. I'm like, literally. So I'm telling you guys to do, and I'm like, oh, it's that kind of morning. All right, well, if you're still here, apologize. All right. So we were talking about meditation. Let me get back into this. It improves focus and concentration. Clearly, I have to meditate more. My hair's all winky wackle. Meditation creates space for self-inquiry. So when you're asking questions of yourself, like, am I sitting for spirit enough? Did I do a good enough job? Every time I haven't done this in a while, and maybe it's a really good practice to get back into. Yeah, Jennifer said, you're demonstrating the importance of meditation for us, right? I need to get back into this more, though, is after every single mediumship reading, I used to sit there and talk to spirit and say, what could I have done better? What do I still need to work on? You know, what was really good about it, because I also wanted to be kind to myself as well. And so that, again, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, it doesn't take all day. It doesn't take a half an hour. It doesn't take 45 minutes. You can sit there and have a conversation with spirit, your spirit team, whomever, in a very short amount of time. And that's that self-questioning, that self-inquiry, right? It helps you understand patterns. It helps you break negative patterns. There's some things that we're not going to be able to break, like being ADHD. Like, I've tried so many different things, to kind of break through that ADHD ceiling. And at some point, you just have to realize this is who I am, and this is what I live with, right? So you can break negative cycles to a certain extent. I think that you also have to be kind to yourself on some of the things, like being late, being a little bit unorganized. You have to be kind to yourself as well. I'm telling myself that right now. Where were we? Cultivating self-awareness for personal transformation. So when I teach these classes, there is so much in these classes that is just really about self-awareness, and really about getting to know yourself, and getting to know your database, and getting to know where you've done well and where you haven't done well, and then accepting yourself with all of your rough edges as well. Because the people that you're bringing through within psychic and within mediumship, they're just similar to you. They have their own negative cycles. They have their own, maybe they're late for work every day. Maybe they can't keep a job. Maybe they have a great job, but they're still unhappy. Oh, I see I had a table out there that serves as a dog gate. I see that has been breached. The dog gate has been breached. We have dogs. All right. Number 5. It promotes physical health. So meditation lowers blood pressure. It boosts your immune function. It improves digestion, and even reduces chronic pain by calming the nervous system and reducing inflammation. So why would that be important in psychic world, right? It's important because if you aren't healthy, then the people that you're helping, you kind of see things through your lens. So if you're chronically in pain and you're trying to read for other people, since we see things through our own lenses so much, are you going to end up not feeling good enough to decipher between your energy, the sitter's energy, what universe is giving you, and what is annoying you at the moment, right? So I have to emotionally recover when I sat back down, get the anxiety under control, and you have to be able to do that in seconds, not really much longer than that, because you have a job to do, more or less, right? If you're being a psychic, if you're being a medium, if you're being an animal communicator, things come up. Sometimes you get sick. I definitely recommend that anytime you're sick, just reschedule whatever you have. I've tried to read through being sick, and it has been a dismal failure for me anyway. All right, number 6, meditation even supports better sleep. So by quieting those racing thoughts, reducing the stress, meditation improves sleep quality, making it easier to fall and stay asleep. I do try to kind of meditate into my sleep, if that makes sense. I had the weirdest dreams last night. I forgot to write that down because I was going to ask Tara what she thought. I'll write it on here. You see a dog? There's quite a few. This is Parker over here. That's Hank over there. We have Kilo, Tuck, Arlo's the new one, and then Alice is the Chihuahua. All right. Number 7, it strengthens the mind-body connection. We consistently have to realize that our mind is not separated from our body, and our body is not separated from our mind. Good morning, Dale. Good morning. For anybody wondering, I'm on YouTube and TikTok. And if you're on TikTok and you want to catch the YouTube, they will be listed right in order, if that makes sense. I'm just struggling today. This shit is going to be on YouTube later. Go find it. I did get that new puppy. I waited 8 days, which is an absolute Jesus Christ. What is that called when you... I never wait that long. I can't talk today. This is killing me. All right. Take a drink of water. All right, so we're talking about strengthening the mind-body connection. Meditation helps you become more in tune with your body, which helps you recognize the signs of stress, tension, or discomfort before they become a real problem, before they become an illness. Now, why is that important? Because when you can feel the energetic, your own body, your own uneasiness, your own stress, your own tension, that might be in the sacral chakra, that might be in your throat chakra, you can then realize and feel that when you're reading other people. You can then sit in their energy and you could go, oh, you have a throat chakra issue, because you know what it feels like. And that is like literally the whole point, is to improve your database. I'm literally just going to give up this morning and say, fuck it. Now I have something in my eyeball. So we're on number 7, strengthens the mind-body connection. Number 1, you want to do this for yourself because you want to change something up. So for example, I kept getting acid reflux, and I kept getting breathing issues when I was drinking coffee. Gave up coffee again. The problem is I love coffee, so I end up introducing it. Like I'll go a few months and then I'll be like, oh, surely that's over now. So then I'll start drinking coffee again, then I can't breathe again. I think it's the histamines. I was talking to someone about this the other day. She said she gets, what is that called when you get kind of phlegmy after you eat? Congested. She gets congested after she eats. And I was talking to her about histamines as well. Yes, Hank, I see you, baby. Number 8, increases compassion and empathy. So practices like loving kindness, meditation, especially toward yourself, help you actually cultivate deeper compassion and empathy for others. So this improves your relationships, your emotional intelligence, but it also helps you understand when you're reading for someone, it helps your empathy factor for them, correct? Because if you're reading for someone who has lost a child, your empathy factor, you're going to read one way than if you were reading for someone who wanted a psychic love reading. A psychic love reading could get very sarcastic very quickly. It could get very funny very quickly. It could get very deep very quickly. You might be talking about traumas from childhood. You might be talking about just the way people tend to pick the same messed up partners, if you will, and that they need to kind of change their dial on who they're picking. Well, obviously, if you've already felt that towards yourself, if you've already had that empathy towards yourself, you're going to be able to have that empathy towards somebody else. If you're very, very, very hard on yourself, then what are you going to tell someone else? You're going to be like, suck it up, go out there, go forth, pick someone new, etc., right? You're going to be a little bit harder on them because you're hard on yourself. Number 9, it helps release emotional trauma, especially guided meditations. We did one in class the other night that was incredibly powerful for a few people. Is it going to be as powerful for every single person in the class as it is for some people? It really isn't, because maybe you need that right then. Maybe the meditator, the meditation touched on a spot that you hadn't thought about in a while, and then more or less you end up really taking it inside and feeling it. When you feel it like that, when you feel your emotions, it helps to release them. It helps to physically move them through you, which is basically what like somatic therapy is about, is moving emotions and trauma through you. Meditations do the same thing. So whether it's a psychic meditation, whether it's a shamanistic meditation, whether it's just you sitting in a restroom for 5 minutes, deep breathing, and trying to do a pattern interrupt, and trying to put your head into a different space and your heart into a different space. Breath work and visualization techniques help process and release those past traumas, leading to the emotional healing and, of course, personal freedom. Because once you let go of past things, obviously you can move forward more freely, right? Number 10, Strengthens mental toughness and adaptability. So, meditation literally trains your brain to navigate uncertainty and discomfort without being overwhelmed, without having those knee jerk reactions, without reacting. Instead of reacting, you start responding. It literally helps you think through these things, and it helps you kind of move into the day, right? It helps you move into the day. This morning hasn't gone how I wanted it to at all. But instead of just throwing my popsicle stick in the dirt and getting off of social media, I'm literally trying to work through it. I'm literally trying to exhibit emotional resilience and emotional, what do I usually call that? Emotional, whew. Anyway, it enhances your ability to stay calm under pressure, recover from setbacks. Well, this is coming in very well, and approach challenges with a clear and strategic mindset. This way, instead of just feeling peaceful, you're actually building resilience and sharpening your mental edge. So those are the top 10 reasons why meditation is beneficial. So again, when you're being psychic, when you're being a medium, you have to take in the pain of others. You take in the emotions of others. So not only do you have your own shit to deal with during the morning or in the afternoon, whatever, maybe you're a night owl and you do your readings at night. Not only do you have to deal with your own shit, dogs, bills, jobs, kids, forgetting to eat, my tummy's growling because I didn't eat this morning. You have to be able to tuck and roll for the person that you're reading for. Let's keep those fingers going on TikTok, pretty please. All right, let me read through these notes and see how much. So the meditation also helps you tune into, obviously, that higher awareness. This is what we're going for, right? We have to be willing to know what we feel like in order to know when we're getting information from somewhere else. If you don't know how you feel, what your baseline is, then the rest of it's noise. If you've ever walked through a crowded parade, right? It's noise, it's chaos, it's insanity, right? Because there's people in the parade, there's people standing on the sidewalks, there's people sitting on the sidewalks. This is how our mind thinks a lot of time. It's just one constant parade. There's work, there's bills, there's kids, there's spouses, there's boyfriends, there's girlfriends, there's parents, there's everything, right? We all know what life consists of. And so a lot of times what you're doing when you meditate is you are slowing down the parade. You are almost doing like you've seen those movies where time stops and everyone's like this, right? You're kind of doing that where you slow it down and you kind of separate the noises and the chaos, and you kind of, you push away the people on the sidewalk, you push away the people in the parade, and then you thank you over there on TikTok. You kind of push away the things that are distracting you in order to know what part is you and what part is the parade. What part is your own anxiety and what part is just an overwhelming shit can of emotions around you, because there's so many emotions, and some people are so sensitive they literally cannot walk through they can't walk by somebody incredibly sad without picking up those emotions. Now, we talked about having an open and closed sign, but even so, sensitive people are still going to pick up those emotions from time to time. And there really isn't, I mean, I haven't found anything that just completely shuts it off, maybe being dead. So because you're tuning into yourself, you're also tuning into this higher awareness. This is where spirit comes from. This is from, one of the dogs just hit the doorbell, Jesus Christ, I have a bell on the front door for where they have to go potty. So we will see what happens out there. Okay. So again, when you're tuning into your higher awareness, you're centering your thoughts, you're connecting with your higher self, you're connecting with spirit guides. Sometimes you're connecting with other spiritual realms, depending on what you believe in. If you're into shamanism, there's a higher world, a middle world, and a lower world. If you're into those kind of things, you are calming yourself. You're calming down the human, if you will. You're calming down the bills. You're calming down the letter from the IRS. You're calming down the ex's phone call or or your husband's phone call or your wife's phone call, so that you can slip into spaces that aren't easy to slip into when everything is crazy and chaotic. So we're quieting that mental chatter. Mental chowder. I'm calling it that from now on. We're going to quiet that mental chowder so that we can get those intuitive messages. We can get those intuitive hits. When I teach class, I'm like, it is so simple when spirit is trying to talk to you that sometimes you want to complicate it. You legitimately want to complicate it because life is complicated, or so we think, right? We overthink life as well. Spirit is interfering with the internet this morning. Oh, yeah. I've had that plenty of times. That's crazy. Well, my own morning's been a little hectic. Okay. So when I talk to the class, right, the energies are incredibly subtle. The symbols are subtle. The messages are subtle. You almost have to grab it. I don't know what the dogs were just doing. I don't know if they're talking to me or not. All right, we're going to make this a shorter morning. By meditating before you sit down to tap in. So you meditate a little bit, especially once you start getting used to it, right? Oh, my son must be here. Oh, my son is okay. All right. We're good. Normally I would hop up and scream at the dogs. Hey! They can't even hear me. Like, I can't even yell over them. Hey! Can't whistle, can't. Thank you! Appreciate it! All right, wow. All right. Where were we? Anyone at all? So meditation does not shut dogs up. It will help you quiet your own mind, but it will not shut up the dogs. All right. So when you are meditating before reaching into someone's energy, it is to sharpen your own intuitive senses. If I let them out, they will go chase the horses, so I can't just go let them out. And my son is here to trim the horse's feet. So, okay, I gotta text my son or something. I'm gonna go through this in the next 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to probably hop off. Meditation. Okay, we talked about psychic. Shut up. Talked about psychic awareness. It helps your psychic awareness. It helps you listen to everything that's trying to come in, right? And this is because you want real psychic impressions without the influence of your own thoughts and your own emotions. I've talked about it before, but our intuition is very fear informed. Our intuition can be our intuition often responds to our own trauma. So that's why when you go to one psychic, you may get the same information, but in a different way, because our databases are so different. Thank you over here on YouTube for hanging in there. I appreciate it. Thank you on TikTok for hanging in there. That was very loud. I'm quite sure I'll get to listen to that back and be horrified. I was going to say humiliated, but they're just dogs. I don't think humiliated might be a little bit of an exaggeration. All right. Meditation, which we talked about already, helps you communicate with your spirit guides. One of the things is that you don't necessarily need names and descriptions for spirit guides, right? What you need is the ability to sit with spirit. What you need is the ability to listen to spirit. It doesn't necessarily need to know who it comes from. Like, okay, that came from my second grandma on my mother's side, from wherever they were from, right? Sorry, a text just came in. I'm having a really hard time concentrating today. This is why you should meditate. I did not meditate before I got on here. Um, all right, but you're sharpening your intuitive senses. You're sharpening your ability to talk to spirit. You're sharpening your ability to listen to spirit. Spirit will drop things in, and you will think that was too easy, that was too quick, that's my imagination. That's exactly what you need to not think. That's exactly what you need to take the information that was dropped in and try to validate it. Now, if it's only information for you, like you need to meditate more, then that's a conversation between you and your spirit guides. But if you're talking to someone else's spirit guides who popped in, for example, a spirit guide for a student popped in one day, taking a shower, which is where the best information comes in. And this information came in that the spirit guide was coming in for this person. This is what she looked like. She had a lot of hair. She was voluptuous. She had a warrior outfit, but then she had a belly dancer's outfit. So she was very balanced in her masculinity and her femininity. And so that's probably what she was coming in to help the student with, right? Is that balance between masculine and feminine. I'm a warrior, I'm a belly dancer, right? It also ended up applying to where this person was from ethnically. So you have to realize that once spirit gives you something, it's not for nothing. It's not just for you to add it to your grocery list and ignore it. There's a reason that spirit is giving it to you, right? Meditation literally opens up the channels for you to communicate. It's you're literally your channel. Like if you are going to do the radio dial on a radio. So this is where you get into your chakras. And I have a beautiful, amazing chakra book that I've only gotten through a little bit. And then I also have, let's see, I have these, it's called Truth Heals cards, but you can get something like this where you can just kind of go through on a daily basis. So these are a little bit different, but you can shuffle them, or you can just say, I have an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Well, your stomach is going to be, thank you, Jennifer, your stomach is going to be your sacral chakra, right? So for example, this is the throat chakra card. And it talks about the fifth chakra is the seat of pure creativity. And it asks you questions like, do I have a good sense of timing and rhythm? Am I able to express my mind and my emotions in an unusual or artistic ways? In what ways do I live creatively? For the love of everything. And it ends up going to your throat chakra, right? This one is for a third eye chakra. So you can get something, some sort of a tool. This is for the crown chakra. And this one says, the crown center opens outward and upward, pulling light energy in from above and flooding us with an experience of transcendence. I'm literally going to give up this morning. Transcendence. I know someone can say this word. Hello, Arlo. Hello, sir. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. This is the puppy that I'm sure is my old best boy Jesse come back to visit me because of his eye and because of his black shoulder hair. My Jesse had a big black spot on his right shoulder, and when I was asking about this puppy, I was like, please show me it. I know. Oh yeah, okay, careful. I asked about his I said send me a body shot, and he had that black shoulder, and I was like, that's my dog. That's my dog. All right, anyway, these cards are handy. You can obviously also get books. You can get, I mean, just use tools, right? Don't be afraid to use tools. Don't think that your chakras don't matter. Your chakras absolutely matter. We could talk about chakras on another one. Oh, I love this one. Solar plexus. So this also goes like, this is kind of a cool deck, right? I actually ended up getting this used at Poor Richard's Press in Colorado Springs for like $8.50. So look around at your used bookstores because you'd be surprised what you'll find. But this is about the solar plexus. It says codependent relationships, me with my dogs, are based on the outward push, aggressor, and inward collapse, victim dynamic. Oh, well, that doesn't apply to my dogs, but you get my point. Am I involved in a codependent relationship? In which role? Describe your feelings about the relationship. How do you think the other person feels about it? So these are really good journal prompts. There's some other. So mostly these are a lot about questions, like key root chakra issues are safety and trust. Do I feel safe in new places or with new people? Do I feel unwelcome in groups? Am I nervous all the time? What are my excessive fears or phobia? And this is you working on your root chakra. So one of the things that we have done in the past through classes, which I don't actually think I've done in this class yet, but I will, is we would run our energy. So when you run your energy, what are you doing? You're kind of cleaning your chakras, right? You're cleaning your space. You're cleaning your psychic energy. We're going to ground ourselves. We're going to get comfortable with our feet on the ground in a chair. We will walk our way through the chakras and clear and cleanse them as we go. We are actively visualizing an orb of earth energy running into our chakras. So I would talk people through the process for that. And we might be able to do that on a different day when things are not completely chaotic. I have another dog. You can see his nose. You can see his nose on YouTube, but not on TikTok. Alice, it's enough. Okay. So that, I think we covered quite a bit of it. I also do want to say that meditation, it's going to enhance your accuracy, right? Your ability to focus. Obviously, if I was doing, I should have put the dogs away. I should have done a lot of things. I should have meditated before I got on here. Yeah, Saucy, he is an Aussie, Australian Shepherd, full size. Yeah, Jennifer, I should have hugged him a little more. He didn't want to be hugged. He was trying to get back down. There's another, you see tails in the background. Anyway, obviously my accuracy and focus are completely off today. They have not been great. Being grounded helps keep you present in the moment. So I do keep trying to bring myself back into what I'm doing, right? And one of the ways I do that is to take a drink of water. Another way I do that is to just kind of, well, it is what it is, right? Let's try not to make too big of a deal out of it. Let's try not to react instead of respond. Let's try not to just let it ruin the entire morning. Water, water and chocolate. Chocolate actually also. If you really feel yourself emotionally attached to the last reading, emotionally attached to the last conversation that you had, you can take a bite of chocolate. And it's actually very grounding. And I don't know why that is, but it's always worked for me. I either read it or heard it somewhere. That's the other thing. When you get into these classes or workshops or you listen to someone for information, understand I didn't create being psychic, right? I didn't create being a medium. I didn't create being an animal communicator. I have a unique way of teaching it. I have a unique way of... That's my son. We are going to give up today. So, chakra balancing meditation. I did want to talk a little bit about that. I do think that working on meditations for your chakras absolutely helps you understand where the chakras are, right? There's more than 7. Don't ever let anyone tell you there's only 7. It's just kind of like the clairs, right? There's more than the 5 clairs. There's more than 7 chakras. In fact, we're really just one big chakra. I mean, honestly, if you were to take it that way. And within there, you have little elevators that'll take you to the different chakra floors. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Jennifer was saying there's hundreds of chakras. I wish I knew where that one book was. I just moved all my books. I moved my books from one space to another space so I could clean up my office. So I'm in motion to clean up the office. Hey.
All the puppies are out.
Since when?
I don't know. For a while. They were in the living room.
Oh, in the living. Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can you put them all in the dog kennel? Please? I mean, is that a lot of work?
Yeah, they're just in a crate right now. Is that fine?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. Now the dogs are all put away. Anyway, the chakras. So, yeah, I think we're done. Thank you, YouTube, if you hung in there. I'm going to hop off YouTube. I'm going to hop onto TikTok. Definitely come over to TikTok if you are... so Pebbles and the puppy are still out. I know. Thank you, Mac. I'm going to stay on TikTok for a few minutes, but I'm going to let you go over here on YouTube. Thank you for hanging in there with me today. I don't know what to say. Thank you.